Good afternoon. This afternoon, my name is Dayo Omoogun. I'm your host for the Polity this beautiful Tuesday, and it's coming to you live from the Abuja studio of KAFTAN Television. Of course, KAFTAN means King Adebayo Film and Theatre Arts Network Television. That's for people who are wondering what KAFTAN really means. And so this afternoon, as usual, we're talking about something, one or two topics, one or two issues that are trending nationally. And I have with me someone who's going to be doing the analysis with me. And possibly you have two names on your screen, but incidentally, one person is unable to make it. And so we just have Barrister Godwin Chikeze Malasowe, and he's in the studio with me. You're welcome, Malasowe.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Nigerians.
Yep. And so this afternoon, we first of all will be looking at the case of the case levied against DELE FAROTIMI by the very popular, legendary legal practitioner, sometimes you people say legal luminary, AFE BABALOLA, and we want to look at a lawyer's perspective. I mean, what exactly is playing out? Is it because we're looking at alleged defamation against alleged corruption, or is it alleged corruption against alleged defamation? And so what really is playing out? And we want to be able to speak to these matters from people who understand the law terrain, and that's why we had invited two lawyers originally, but like I said earlier, only one is available today, and then we'll make do with what we have. And I'm going to be asking a few questions from our guests in a moment, and I implore you to stay tuned. And as usual, you know that in the course of the program, we will open the phone line for you to be able to also make your own contribution. And of course, the line remains 08029938365. You want it slowly? 08029938365. Now, so you can keep that somewhere, and then in the course of the program, you will, I mean, the line will be made open, and then you also can make your voice heard. So, Barrister Malasowe, I'd like to start this way. Now, there are two big names in this fight.
Yes.
And if you had a vantage position to choose between representing any of the two parties in terms of possible perceived pecuniary benefits, I mean, using that as a basis, and in terms of maybe the social value addition that could come from each party, and any other factors, who would you have chosen to represent?
Well, I wonder why you chose to start, like that, but but like you said that these are two big names.
Yes.
And but when it comes to choice of brief to take or to reject, the factors that you consider as a practitioner are quite different from what you just
but yes, but that's the frame I have created.
Of course, you will consider, because of course you are in it for livelihood.
Definitely.
So you will consider the pecuniary, no doubt, even though that ideally as
okay, maybe I should add a third one.
Okay.
Which one you think will bring victory? Do you think that you'll succeed in?
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a veer off, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have now veered from my personal terrain into the terrain of the court.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
because you cannot determine
the victory is in the court. The victory is not in my house. It's not in my office.
Okay.
But we can actually take these things one by one.
Yes, let's take them one by one.
So let's look at it. First and foremost, as a legal practitioner, you are a minister in the temple of justice primarily. Okay, so your calling is to pursue justice, grab justice, and hand over justice to your client. Justice is like a therapy. When you go to see a physician, and with some ailments or some sickness, like that, and then you receive proper attention, proper medical attention. Okay, you find yourself, there's a way you feel. That feeling that you have, that feeling of healing, is equal to the feeling of justice.
All right.
Okay, and so you see that your job is beyond material. Is beyond pecuniary.
Yeah.
And that is why he's your client, he's not your customer. Because you need to assume his position. You need to put yourself in his shoes. Okay? And for you to do that, there are certain factors that you must put in place. So having done that, you now ask, for you to take a brief, that is why it's called a brief. It means that you must take a voyage of traversing through the details.
Yes.
And it is in the course of traversing the details that you begin to see. Because what I can tell you is that even as a very senior legal practitioner, when you are listening to your clients, there are certain details that you will not get until you jump into the stream. Then you begin to connect the dots.
Right.
All right? Yeah. So being that as it is, or as it may, when you have traversed all the details, in other words, you have taken the brief now, you are not in position to give 100% assurance to your client to say, oh, let's go, you will have victory. Because you only know, per now, what your client has told you. But you do not know what the other party has told his lawyer.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yes.
So it is when issues are joined. In law, when issues are joined, is when the other party has responded, to your invitation, to suits.
Right.
When the processes have been served on the other party to say this person has gone to court to say that you aggrieved him and he has invited the intervention of the court to secure justice for him. And then you also throw yourself into the ring to say, oh, either you are objecting, or either you are objecting fully, or you are objecting partially, or you are even, bringing a new, instituting your own case differently from what has been instituted. So it is when issues have been joined that you now know the texture, the degree of the battle, the legal battle that you are in. So it is not, but because it's your calling to take the brief, you must take the brief. Not because it is Farotimi or because it is AFE BABALOLA.
Right.
It is your calling to take the brief to pursue justice.
Yes, but you have not chosen anyone out of the two.
Yeah, because I have just told you. Because none of them, I have not received any briefing from any one of them. None of them has approached me, to represent him.
I agree. So you do not have any access to the
I don't have the nitty-gritty of what it takes.
Okay, so on the basis of who we know them to be by social standing, who would you have stood by in terms of the ability to pay you, to give you advantage?
Okay, now let me tell you from experience. Let me tell you from experience.
Yes.
That you do not judge your pecuniary benefit by the profile of your client, whether by his name or by his fiscal structure or by his status or by his profile, by whatever. You don't judge
by his net worth
or by his net worth. You cannot judge. The reason is this: clients value legal services differently. Okay.
Yeah.
So a big man that you are expecting that yes, this is a big catch, may actually be a very small catch. It is when you begin to relate with clients. See, when the client is relating with you and he's getting all the assurances from you, all is well, until it is time for pay. I can tell you for free that right in this Abuja, a lot of lawyers are having issues with their clients because clients are not paying. And incidentally, you get to see that clients who are not educated, now take this, and take it from me. clients that are not quite exposed,
Yeah.
clients that do not have, you know, experience with litigations, clients that you may want to look down on.
Are the ones who even pay?
They are the ones who even pay.
Because they are afraid. They have
The big men, let me tell you what the big men do. When they give you briefs, they believe that the brief they are giving you is also enhancing your positioning.
That's correct.
In the society.
But that's right.
Well, that may be correct, but it's not right.
Oh,
yes.
It may be correct, but
it's not right.
Oh, okay. Oh, that may be correct. Okay, maybe
it may be correct,
that's
but
correct.
it's not right.
Okay.
Like I said, I am in this for my livelihood.
Yes.
I've got bills to pick. All right. I have dependents. I'm here for progression. All right. So, and you are not in the position to determine the factors of that progression. Yeah. I'm the counsel.
Yes.
I'm the lawyer. I should be wise enough. If you are relying on my own counsel,
expertise, yes,
my expertise, you know, to obtain justice for you, then you should trust that I also have that discernment to decide the progress of my career. Okay, so when you bring briefs to me, I expect that you should be willing to pay for the service. Not for you to play game and tell me that, okay, you know, I'm a big man, I have this profile, everybody knows me, so representing me is actually, you know, giving you a vantage position in the society, and other people, once people see that you are the one representing AFE BABALOLA, or you are the one representing DELE, FAROTIMI, everybody, you know, you just start coming, briefs, you start coming. No, it doesn't work that way. So to answer your question in one sentence, you don't judge pecuniary benefits, or you don't expect possible, yes, you don't judge possible pecuniary benefits from a client based on the profile of the
until it touches your until it hits the account.
Exactly.
Now, so that was just starting on a very light note. Now, quickly, now the two how do you say, the two heavyweights are joined in battle, in legal battle. In the first instance, from the sketches, from all that is in the public domain, would you say that was it worth it? Couldn't this have been settled outside of legal processes? Well,
twice on this program, you have referred to the parties involved as heavyweights.
Yes.
As big names.
Yes.
Okay. What makes them heavyweights and big names is because, like we always say that when two elephants fight, the grass suffers.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, let me use this opportunity to correct this proverb in the minds of Nigerians and in the mind of Africans. Yeah, that is not the correct proverb. It's a distortion of African proverb. Okay. In Kenya, in East Africa, they have a lot of elephants.
Right.
Do you get? Yeah. So elephants don't fight themselves. You have never seen elephants fight themselves. Do you get? Yeah, you can find out that later. You can find that later. So the idea that where elephants fight, that the grass suffer, is you know. But I will tell you how they got to that, and I will relate it to the issue between AFE BABALOLA and FAROTIMI. Yeah. The original rendition of that proverb is that where two elephants make love, the grass suffers. Yes.
Okay.
Because elephants, of course, for them to procreate, they have to make love.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Western pretentious scholars or philosophers
modified it.
They believe that
it was too
issue of love making has to be taken away from the public domain and fight. So to them, it is better to put fight in the public domain than to put love in the public domain.
Love making. Right.
Okay. So we Africans, naturally, we are wired to love. Do you understand? And you see it around us. You see it in our animals. You see it in our. Okay. So let's now come to the issue on ground, which is the saga between FAROTIMI and AFE BABALOLA. Yes. Okay. What makes them big? What makes them elephant in this ring now is that if, with all due respect and with all humility, a riffraff in the society has been involved in this kind of thing, you possibly will not hear it.
True.
The reason is making, you know, is raising dust is because of the profiles and the personalities involved.
That's correct, yeah.
All right. And when such big men, what makes them big is because their approaches will certainly be different from the approach of the man who cannot afford his living. In terms of the available resources to mobilize, you know, instrument of justice, whether appropriately or inappropriately. So why we found ourselves, you know, having to deal with, you know,
having this discourse,
yes, is because, one, the personality involved, and it is characteristic of people of that status that when they take their action, when they do their things, of course, what makes them big is because they have access to big, you know, to big platforms.
Right. Big publicity, if you like.
Big publicity, exactly. You know, so the cameras are always on them. The public glare, they are always in the public glare, you know, public attention and all that. That's what makes them big. So it is natural and normal that, you know, AFE BABALOLA has, you know, gone to court to sue the Nigerian police, as a matter of fact, because I'm sure we'll get there. The matter, rather than being civil, is now being criminal.
Okay.
The fact that they are big men.
All right.
Okay. Right. So basically,
so you don't think that this could have been avoided? You don't think that a phone call, 1, 2, 3 phone calls could have?
It could have been there, of course. You see, this is conflict.
Yeah.
Okay. And
there are several ways of
there are, yes, at any time there is always, you know, there are several ways to, you know, to resolve.
The world is shifting towards arbitration.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, we call it ADR, alternative dispute resolution.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So there are other avenues to.
Okay. So just hold your thoughts. We'll take a break now, and when we get back, just hold your train of thought.
Thank you.
In the beginning, God created a beautiful world.
3, 2, 1. Action.
And that's why, at KAFTAN Television,
we imagine a beautiful world.
We are not just bragging.
We blaze the trail in broadcasting. And it is about you.
At KAFTAN TV, broadcasting is not just about information, education, and entertainment.
It's an aggregation of all you need to know in Nigeria
and around the world to create signal.
At KAFTAN Television,
welcome back. It's still the Polity
coming to you live from the Abuja studio of KAFTAN TV. We had to quickly go on that short breather to fix a few things. We do apologize for that very sudden, that abrupt break. But we're back now, and we do hope that you're enjoying what's going on here, and that you do the needful by asking your neighbors to also come in and benefit, because there's a lot of education going on right now, a lot of enlightenment, and some piece of entertainment. There's some humor around all of this, so there's a whole lot to benefit from. Tell your neighbor it's happening at KAFTAN TV, and it's a must watch. And so I have with me Barrister Godwin Chikeze Malasowe. He's been talking about the DELE FAROTIMI and AFE BABALOLA case, and I was just asking, is this not avoidable? Couldn't we have followed the ADR route? And yeah.
Yes, I was telling you that in conflict resolution, there are several approaches to resolving any conflict.
Sure, yes.
Okay. Yeah, but the the public is not in the position to decide for any private individual the approach he should take, to resolving any personal conflict or any personal grievance.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, but let's look at it this way. The big men have their own ways of approaching issues. Like I said, that is what makes them big men.
Right.
All right. For me, I would have expected on both parties.
Okay.
Yeah. I would have expected different approaches to this issue.
From both of them?
From both of them. From Farotimi himself, documenting whatever he has documented in his book, to the learned Sikh senior advocate of Nigeria, Chief. Chief is an icon.
Yeah.
If you, in Nigeria, is an icon. And when we say somebody is an icon of what? Or an icon for what? Because an icon is an emblem, is a symbol.
Yeah.
So what does Chief symbolize? At this level, Chief owns one of the best universities in Nigeria. Chief is a senior advocate of Nigeria. Chief is a father to many. So I would have expected that for somebody the legal upcoming, or upcomings are looking up to, I would have expected a different approach.
From him also. Right.
So, and you know that in conflict, there is no problem in conflict when right clashes with wrong. When wrong clashes with right. As a matter of fact, there is no problem when wrong clashes with wrong.
Is that not when they say that two wrongs don't make a right?
Yes, two wrongs don't make a right. Yeah, but that is not the what do you call it? That is not the idea.
The angle.
Yeah, the angle in conflict resolution. In conflict resolution, there is a serious problem where right clashes with right.
Oh, when right? Are you talking in the frame of human rights?
Yes, in the frame of conflict resolution.
Right.
Okay.
There's a problem when right
clashes. There's a problem when wrong clashes with right, or right clashes with wrong, or even wrong clashes with wrong.
Wrong.
Because it's a plus and minus.
Right.
Okay. Minus plus minus will always give you minus. At any time. And wrong is minus.
So when it is minus and minus, it then becomes positive.
No. It does not become. When you add minus, when you add 0 to 0, it cannot give you 1.
Yes, but I mean, okay, we're delving, we're going out of the legal circle into mathematics right now.
Conflict resolution, where you will soon get to know that even numbers, are natural solution to human crisis. But that is not
okay.
Yeah. But I need you to also understand that conflict resolution is an integral part of legal practice.
Yeah.
Is actually the primary purpose of law.
Of the law.
Yeah. So
your set standards below which nobody should fall, and all that.
Exactly. So if you don't maintain behavioral standard as prescribed by law, there's certainly going to be conflict.
There will be crisis.
That's why you eventually have to go back to court to resolve it.
Yes, that's
okay.
it.
And the court is saying that we are saying that the court is being congested. So rather than you coming to court, let's
use some other
ADR, alternative dispute resolution, and that is why I'm saying that the approach that the two so-called, with all due respect, big men have used in resolving this matter, leave a lot to be desired because there are alternatives.
Good. So that fits well with the whole essence of that question. Now let's go now and talk about some people who have read the book have said that the allegations are quite weighty and to be put in permanent form as in a book was very damning, and that maybe it would even have been better if he was so sure of himself. It would have been better to take it up in court. What do you think?
Well, that's why I said that on both sides, both of them have left much to be desired in their approaches. Okay. In all honesty, to you and to our viewers, I have not read that book.
Okay.
Okay. but I have had excerpts, I've had analysis around the book. I've seen that the issue revolves around defamation. And defamation is what it is world over.
Okay, so what are the principles? What are the those? What are those?
Just calm down.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So defamation is defamation anywhere in the world.
Right.
Okay, it's something that you can establish. It's something that can be established because there are ingredients, okay, that you need to put together. It's just like cooking a soup.
Yeah.
All right. There are things you must put together that at the end of the day, you now say, okay, I have a goosey soup.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
have okra soup. Or I have. If those things are not there,
then
you
don't
may
have
claim
soup.
that you have a goosey soup. But what you have is not a goosey soup.
It's some concoction.
Just some concoction. All right. Okay. So now let's look at it this way. For FAROTIMI, I am particularly not totally in support of his approach if that is on the assumption that those claims are actually against the because a lot, that book contains a lot as to the corruption in the judiciary.
Yeah.
And I'm a minister in the Temple of Justice. I'm a lawyer. I'm a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is a toga that I hold in high esteem. It is a garment that I wear with all the respect that I can have in my life. That is my safe haven. All right. So whatever it is, it's just like you have a home. All right, and then something is wrong with your home. And let me ask you and ask Nigerians and possibly ask FAROTIMI himself that how does this solve your internal problem when you report your internal issues to outsiders? You are a family man. Something is happening in your house. And then you now went to report to an outsider, not with intention to get resolution, but just for the purpose of exposing the rot in your home. That is what I think
that he has done.
He has done on the assumption, that all those claims are actually in the
book.
In
Okay.
the book.
Okay.
Do you get? Okay. Now, on the side of Chief, I will ask you, I will ask Nigerians, I will ask the Nigerian police, the IGP, I will ask Baba himself. Is it the natural characteristic of Nigerian police to act as swiftly in arresting FAROTIMI? Is it the natural characteristics of Nigerian police? Is it the natural efficiency level of the Nigerian police to act within that short period of reports, what do you call it, petition, processing of the petition, approving of the petition, and then mobilization of officers to go and effect arrest? That is why I told you that these are big men. Not just that you are saying it, but they are big men in terms of the access they have, to instruments of states.
Now, let me take you up on that. If you question the efficiency level, and if we have argued that the efficiency level of our police police force is questionable, is low, and now should we not? Should we not be asking for the ideal? And when the ideal happens once in a while, should need not be applauded rather than
yes, it should be applauded, but it's the question that I put forward to you. And incidentally, because you are the one interviewing me,
yes,
you will see how to dodge the question and ask me another one. But I will ask Nigerians in a short while. I'm sure that they will have the opportunity to talk to us.
Yes.
Okay. The question I am asking is because you see, we have precedents, we have antecedents.
Yeah.
These two work together for you to be able to label an entity. What somebody has consistently done, all right, or what he has done before.
Yeah.
You cannot label a man based on what he has not done.
That's true.
Or based on your own personal perception of him.
That's correct.
All right. And the question I'm asking in terms of speed,
yes,
in terms of speed in executing petition,
yes,
what do we know Nigeria police to be, and why is it different in the case
in this
of
particular case?
DELE FAROTIMI?
So now, I would expect you to go beyond that and take it beyond the level of insinuation, because what you have done is that you are making some insinuations which can be interpreted in several ways. But it will be good if you say particularly what you intend by that that puzzle.
I am telling you that whether you like it or not, there has been high-powered mobilization of instrument of states.
Okay.
In this particular matter.
Okay.
And I am saying that Baba could have done differently.
All right.
There are other things that Baba could have done.
Okay.
Assuming without conceding that Baba saw all that, is claimed to be contained in the book. All right. And indeed petitioned, the Nigerian police against FAROTIMI. And the ideal thing that the Nigerian police will normally do, for somebody that you, right here in your studio, also accept to be, some personality of public recognition,
of some level of substance,
of some substance.
Yes.
One would have expected that a call should be put to him to invite him.
Not to go
let it be that he ignored the invitation. Let it be that he was even trying to evade arrest.
But all this space was not even, there was no such allowance.
So it is because of the light speed of the processes. That is why the dust is also enormous in the public space. All right? And you see, like I said, I, for one, I would have chosen a different
approach.
Pathway.
Now, let's take this further. The act was committed in Lagos.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. Thanks for that. It was allegedly committed in Lagos. And yet, this man had to be bundled all the way from Lagos State to Ekiti State.
Yes.
Is this the normal play? Is this the normal legal procedure for cases?
Well,
a case can be tried anywhere.
No, it can, but that is not. I will not want you to situate that particular activity or that act of, going from Ekiti to Lagos to go, and I will not want you to make it a question of a legal question. It's an administrative question. It is for you to ask, is that a standard practice for the police? It is not lawyers that went to arrest him.
Okay, so it's a question of, it's a problem with the police.
Yes, it's an administrative thing.
Okay.
All right. Okay. And that is why I'm saying that it is this approach. It is this
that are also putting question marks on
that are putting question marks on, Baba's response to the alleged defamatory publication of DELE FAROTIMI. Because yes, the argument has been put to public in public place that Nigeria has just one police, the Nigeria police. All right.
Okay. And
then any segment of the Nigeria police can be deployed at any time for the purpose of peace and order. That is academically and theoretically correct, but it is not right in the psyche, in the mind of an average or a regular or a normal Nigerian person, that if I, speaking with you now, I have reason to petition the IG for him to look into a matter which may require arrest, and it will take me, a lot of ladders to climb to be able to assess, that right, which is naturally or constitutionally mine.
Yes.
But when it comes to another scenario, which you say we should applaud when we see swift action from. Yeah.
Yes.
Because we are not used to this. We are not used to this kind of swiftness.
So it sets an alarm.
Yes. So when you see this kind of swiftness, the only interpretation that can be given to it is that it is influenced. And it is not supposed to be influenced. It is supposed to be neutral. Why? Because you are working in between two citizens of the same country. It does not matter their profiles.
Or
it
their
does not matter their station in life. It does not matter what you are looking at. The objective is justice. And justice is blind. So justice doesn't see your money. Justice doesn't see your education. Justice doesn't see your sex. Justice doesn't see your height. Justice doesn't see you. So it does not recognize you, even as a father, or as a mother, or as a sibling.
It only recognizes parties to a matter.
It only feels justice. When it feels justice, yes. Do you get? It's all that matters. It's just justice. So when you act swiftly for one and you do not for the other, you also cause some problem in the polity.
Right. Okay. Now, quickly, let's go into you alluded to some elements that you were talking about ingredients that make up the soup. So let's look at let's look at the condiments that make the defamation soup now.
Okay, fine.
And let's see whether they exist in this
like
particular
I told you that, in all honesty to our viewers, I haven't read that book.
Okay, so
I hear there is an injunction against
continuous production or sale
of the book. Yes. So maybe when we are done, you will give me your studio copy. so that but this is it. Yeah. I am not perturbed by all these things. Maybe because I'm a lawyer or because you get, but I am not perturbed at all. The reason is this: the court has its role to play in rescuing its own reputation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And chief also has a duty to protect his reputation if he feels that his reputation has been injured by whatever means.
Yes.
Okay. But defamation, like I said, for defamation to fly, one of the ingredients is that, one, the content must have been published.
All right.
The defamatory content
must have been published.
Must have been published.
Whether electronically, whether print, whatever. Yeah. So it must be published. Yeah.
It must have the capacity to diminish the reputation of the aggrieved person.
All right.
Then, 3, it must in its entirety be false.
In its entirety?
Yes.
If it is partially true and partially false?
If it is partially true and partially false, well, it is still defamatory. It is still defamatory,
but to the extent of the parts that is false.
Of its falsehood.
Okay.
To the extent of its falsehood.
Yes.
All right. So, and he who alleges
must prove.
Must prove. So, the onus of proof is on DELE. DELE is a lawyer. He's an accomplished lawyer.
In his own right.
In his own right.
Yeah.
Baba is an accomplished lawyer. In his own right.
Yes.
So, for me, just like any Nigerian, I am watching, this complex interplay between the rights of expression of DELE as guaranteed in the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, as amended.
Yeah.
And chief's right to
his reputation,
to secure, to protect his reputation. All right. And the propriety or impropriety of the approaches adopted by both parties. I am just watching, how this complex interplay plays out. All right.
Right.
Yeah. But like I said, it is left for the prosecution rather, to establish these ingredients. That see, one, this person actually made this publication, which is now in public domain, that there has been a publication, and that two, these claims in this publication actually have the capacity, the potency to diminish the reputation of the Sun, and then that the whole claim is actually false.
So the defense that DELE FAROTIMI has now is the veracity. It
has to be veracious. It has to be true.
Yes,
it has to be factual. It has to be factual, and because the matter has been taken away from the domain of civil from civil domain to criminal domain, it has to be proved beyond reasonable doubt.
Now, let me ask, because that's a very interesting point there.
Yes, yes.
Ordinarily, defamation is a civil case. So how did it proceed? Why did it proceed? What elements qualify to proceed from civil to criminal?
Yes, it is for the.
Is it because it also involves by extension the courts, the judiciary?
Well, Chief AFE BABALOLA is not in court on behalf of the court.
No, but somehow, if this is sustained, it also has a backlash.
Yes, of course.
On the integrity and the integrity of the courts. Yes,
that as a member of the judiciary myself.
Yes.
Yeah. That I don't think that the right thing for us to do is to put the judiciary in public domain in bad light.
Right.
Whatever it is that we think that is wrong in the judiciary, we have different avenues to address that. Okay. So, assuming, for instance, that you're a lawyer and I'm a lawyer, and then we have, some bad blood flowing in between us, and the NBA is there. Yeah, we have a lot of committees to look into this matter, so that because even we as practitioners, our public's perception is also very important.
Definitely.
In the sustenance of democratic principles. We will not see it like that.
All right.
Do you get? Yes. So now it is for the prosecution to prove. You see, why it is what do you call it? While it is it appeals more to somebody like Chief AFE BABALOLA to go the route of criminal litigation rather than the route of civil litigation. Here is that in civil litigation you get damages.
Yes.
Maybe you feel okay.
Compensation.
Yes, you feel okay.
Yeah.
You go home. In criminal litigation, it is against the state.
Yes. So I'm saying, what elements made it qualify from, moving from the civil realm into the criminal realm?
Yeah, because of the claims. Because of the claims against elements of the states. Do you get?
Yeah.
The claim against, because you cannot, the judiciary is a formidable element of the state. The judiciary is an arm of the state. So when you bring down the reputation of the state, you bring down the reputation of such an essential unit of government. All right?
It is no longer a civil matter.
It is no longer a civil matter. It is no longer civil at that level. Okay? But like I said, that it is now for the prosecution to prove beyond, not just, as the case will have been in civil litigation, it is now left for the prosecution to prove beyond reasonable doubt.
Now let me ask this. I think that we will be rounding this particular part up on this call. Now, if a few persons who belong to a profession or who belong to a body, of course representing that body by their activities, if they err, does it rub off? Does it how do I put this now? For example, if DELE FAROTIMI did not go all out to say the judiciary is a mess. I'm just that's hypothetical. Now, if he did not say the judiciary is a mess, the judiciary is a cesspool of corruption, if he didn't say those kind of things or didn't aver anything that has to that appears that sounds that way, if his claims were that specific judges broke their oaths by their conduct, will it still? Is it still?
This is it. This is.
Does it still I understand what I'm saying.
Does it still make it criminal?
Yes, exactly.
Yes, I understand.
Exactly.
See, when it comes to crime, as against civil wrong,
yes,
something is very, very important. That is intention. There may be a crime, an act which constitutes crime might have occurred, and yet it is possible that there has not been a crime. It is to establish the intendment of the actor that makes it a crime. In other words, the intendment must align with the action. Defamation. There are information or pieces of information that you put in the public concerning a person, like I said, that have the capacity to dwindle or diminish the reputation of the person. The criminal aspect of it is that it also has the tendency to instigate the public against the person. That is criminal.
Oh, that is criminal.
Yes. Because you can't tell
how the people will receive.
Yes, you can't tell the nature of that instigation, the consequence of that instigation, the form of the consequence. It can take any form. It can amount to threat to life. It can
expose the person to
risk. It can amount to anything. That is the criminal part of it.
Wow, I think that we've had enough of this one, and we'll take a breather. And when we come back, the lines will be open so you can join in this discussion. Wow.
In the beginning, God created a beautiful world.
3, 2, 1. Action.
And that's why, at KAFTAN Television,
we imagine a beautiful world.
We are not just bragging.
We blaze the trail in broadcasting. And it is about you.
At KAFTANTV, broadcasting is not just about information, education, and entertainment.
It's an aggregation of all you need to know in Nigeria
and around the world to create signal.
At KAFTAN Television, we have all it takes to be on top in broadcasting.
Our mission is simple: to project Africa in a truthful yet positive manner.
Wait, we're coming to you in style.
Here we are, starting from September.
Look at what the facts are.
And as you say on KAFTAN TV, imagine a beautiful world.
Watch out for a glorious moment on television. It's the Heavenly Life with Pastor Sam Praise Itomo, live on KAFTAN Television, Startimes channel, 480 DTAH, 124 DTT, and NIGCOMSAT, frequency 12518, free to air. every Sunday 6 to 6:45 p.m. with live calls on the program. You are in for an unforgettable encounter on television. The Heavenly Life with Pastor Sam Praise Itomo. Expect a special touch of God in your life. You can call into the program on 0901 133 5329 or WhatsApp. Coming to you, courtesy of Praise City Garden Ministries International, Ministers Hill, Maitama, Abuja.
Welcome back, viewers. You're still on to the Polity, coming to you live from the Abuja studio of KAFTANTV. And we've been talking about the duel, the legal duel going on between Chief AFE BABALOLA and DELE FAROTIMI. Both of them lawyers and successful in their own rights. And a whole lot is, it's created a whole lot of buzz and vibes in society. And we just said, let's have a lawyer weigh in on it. And that's what you've been watching with Barrister G.C. Malasowe. And I would invite you now to make your calls if you have some angle you want to, some value you want to add to it, some question you want to ask, even as we proceed to the second topic that we brought in today. So, of course, you have the number, but I read it out again to you, 08029938365. and 365. Please do call and let's hear what you have to say. Now we go to the second matter, has to do with the River State crisis, and it also involves the judiciary, and people are saying it's put the judiciary on trial, you know, because we have had different, even courts of coordinate jurisdiction have been having different rulings and different pronouncements. And then you also have the fact that yesterday, just yesterday, the appeal court set aside the pronouncement from the Federal High Court on the basis of the fact that it said that the Federal High Court had no jurisdiction in the matter. And so I'm wondering, if everybody went to law school, if everybody went and studied law, I'm sure that those should be tried, it should be tried where matters of locus, is it?
Yes.
You people have all kinds of grammar, local standards.
Issues of jurisdiction
should be well known to practitioners in the temple. Exactly. So how is it that such a weighty, such a huge, is it travesty now, can happen, where you know that this matter, I shouldn't entertain it in the first instance, and you went ahead and entertained it, and the higher court is now saying you had no business with it at all in the first instance.
Okay, I know that you are the moderator.
Yes.
You are the one interviewing me.
Yes.
But what I will not allow you do is to subject the courts, you know, to my own judgment.
That's not what is intended. Now, even if you are not a legal practitioner, you are first of all a Nigerian.
That's true.
Good. Now, I am a Nigerian, and we're interested in how things work. We're interested in ensuring that you can get justice and be sure that justice has been done. You have been a very articulate. What do you say now? Articulate promoter of Lady Justice in this place.
That's true.
Yeah, so we are together with you. So I'm saying, why can't we? Because I know from my small law 101, what is that? I do know that there are rules of interpretation. Now, I do know that there's a literal rule. I do know that there's the mischief rule.
Yes.
I do know that there's a jusdem generis rule. I do know, there are those rules, which means that if those rules are applied, people you can expect, if you have an understanding, if you're a practitioner, you can expect a kind of result that even if there's some slight, it will the difference will
let me see.
Thank you. So exactly, because you are making it a little bit unnecessarily difficult.
No, yeah, I'm not making it difficult. Yeah, I just needed to let you understand that. First and foremost, the judiciary has a special place in my heart.
Sure, yes.
All right.
But
I am not going to and I'm not going to allow myself to preside over the judgment of the court. But what?
No.
Wait. I understand you. I understand you. Now, what I need you to understand, and I need our viewers to understand, is that legal theory is different from legal practice.
But legal practice takes its life,
yes, from
legal theory, isn't it?
That is true.
So you can't have a huge dissonance. If there's any difference, it will be slight, isn't it?
No, you see, when what is legal theory is a question of jurisprudence. It's a question of legal thinking.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
It's you thinking about the law, about the activities about human activities, human behaviors, and then projecting into future to see what behavior is possible among men.
Yes.
that can dislocate peace or that can dislocate
harmony.
Do you understand? Yeah. And then you set laws in place that will ensure or that will enhance harmony and that will enhance seamless operation, in the system. Okay, but you cannot do beyond jurisprudence at that level. It is when you now come to the realm of practice, that is when you now begin to see that life itself is not all about theorization. It is not all about thinking, but doing.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It is in the realm of doing that you don't have problem really in the realm of thinking. The problem is in the realm of doing, in the realm of acting, because if you are here, you are looking at
let me quickly disagree with you so that you can shape me. So that I can shape.
You can only disagree with me when I'm done. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me finish. You see, I am the one to contextualize the concept I'm using. I am the one to let you understand what the words that are coming from my mouth. I'm the one to let you know
the intent,
the way I want you to interpret it.
Right. Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. What I am saying is that you may be here thinking, conceiving a very dangerous idea in your mind. That idea is not dangerous until you put it into until you commit it, to an action.
I agree.
Do you understand?
I agree.
Yeah,
but I still do not. Okay.
Just wait.
Because every house that is built is first of all built in the mind.
That is true.
In the realm of thinking.
That is why I'm telling you. Yeah, that is why I'm telling you that it is in the realm of thinking that somebody, an architect designs a very beautiful building
before it's put on ground,
and it is put on ground and it collapses.
Yes,
that is because it was not well conceived. But do you know that something can also be wrongly conceived?
No, I think the point you want to say is it can be rightly conceived and be wrongly delivered.
Anything is
okay. Both ways.
It's both ways.
Yes,
and that is why I'm telling you that. See, you can see a very beautiful architectural design that meets all the international standards on the face of it.
On paper.
On paper. All right.
Which comes from the mind.
Which comes from the mind.
Yes.
And then when you now get to translating the idea to physical structure, all right, you begin to have problems.
Issues.
Okay. Now it's the same thing when it comes to law. A very good law, a very good law can still become a bad law if it is improperly interpreted or if it is improperly executed.
Correct, yes.
That is why I'm saying that let us look at the realm of execution. Let us leave, because you started by saying that, your law 101, you refer to your law 101. So, because this is the problem that many law graduates have.
I'm not a lawyer.
I know.
I'm not a lawyer.
I'm just
but whatever it is, there are several management courses that you do.
Of course.
There's some elements.
I understand. You are correct. I'm not saying you're not correct.
So
I'm saying.
So I'm wondering.
There are factors.
See, while you try to continue to run around this in circles and dodge the matter, I'm putting to you the point.
You're assuming that I'm dodging.
I'm putting to you that we have had too many conflicting pronouncements from courts, sometimes of even coordinate jurisdiction. So I'm wondering why. I mean, please, you are a lawyer. Please, why should this subsist?
Okay. First and foremost, you will see that conflicting.
Please, you can call in while we're doing this on both issues. 08029938365. Yes, please.
Yes, you will see that issue of conflicting orders or conflicting injunctions or conflicting. These things do not happen in the realm of business. It happens more or most in the realm of politics. That is what I wanted you to. That is where I was going.
All right.
But yes, you see, when you bring politics into anything, you have just set that thing on the path of destruction if care is not taken.
Hold your thoughts. Let's see if we can take this. Abdullahi from Lokoja. Abdullahi. Good afternoon. You're welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead and let's have your take.
Thank you very much. The conversation, I am enjoying the conversation very well.
Thank you.
You are dealing with the lawyer. When you are dealing with the lawyer, you have to
be extra careful. All right.
Now, the question you wanted, the question you tend to ask him is already does that question.
I just accused him of that.
And the lawyer is you have to be careful because the international people are watching you.
Oh sure, yes, we do know. That's why we didn't go into the nitty-gritty of the earlier case because it's sub judice, right? Yeah. Go on.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The area I want to go is this: before the Nigeria can be Nigeria for hours, the lawyer has to sit up.
Okay.
They are the one that damage this country. So, if a politician, what?
Oops, gone. Meanwhile, he's just about to talk of politicians.
I think he was going to accuse me of being a politician. No, but you know me, and I know you. So let's say, well, I understand. Let me quickly. He was going to make a very good point. That,
unfortunately, now.
Yeah. That yes, I am very much cognizant of the fact that this is. We are in.
Of course, we're on the global platform. Yeah.
View, yes.
Yeah.
And but what I have been saying is, for me, without necessarily defending the rots in any segment of government, all right, and in this case, the judiciary, I will not stand here. There is no minister of justice that will defend rots in the judiciary under the guise of the judiciary being special in his mind.
So that let's settle that.
Yes. So that is settled. So I need him. Perhaps he's also watching now.
Yes.
I need him to understand that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
But what I am saying.
Yes.
What I am saying.
Yes. You were saying
that when you bring
politics.
When you bring politics and law, I was going to take you from the realm of jurisprudence, from the realm of legal theorization or legal thinking, to the realm of legal practice, so that you can see that they are not exactly the same thing.
Right.
So that you don't think that once you are called to bar, you should know this. So how is it that my lords, did not see this?
Right.
Okay. Now, when politicians are before you, let me tell you that when you teach a politician the law, he is not interpreting it, he is not understanding it the way you are thinking that he should understand it. He is understanding it the way it will advance his political cause in such a way that they are looking more at the technicalities of law.
The lacuna at what
the lacuna and how to take advantage of
it, yes.
To achieve their individual and personal and perhaps selfish interest in such a way that it will now appear as if they are pursuing collective and public interest. And as a judge, you can only deal with the facts before you. You can only deal. See, no matter how Nigerian you are.
No, wait a minute. I need to hold you there.
Yes.
If you deal with only the facts before you, a while ago you were talking about the intendment.
Yes.
And that is a factor in how matters are decided.
In criminal litigation.
Okay.
I told you, I told you that for you to establish against somebody that person has committed a crime.
Yes.
You must also establish that he actually intended to commit the crime.
So you must search out the motive.
Yes,
that's what you're saying.
The motive.
Now, so how else do you search out the motive if it is not from the facts that are available?
This is not criminal litigation.
All right, okay. I'll leave it. Just
proceed
because we have very limited time.
In criminal litigation, you have to prove beyond doubt. And there are procedures for you, there are procedures for trial, for you to arrive at that conclusion that yes, this matter, this point, this fact has been proved beyond reasonable doubt. It's a different case when something is presented before the judge that we want this injunction based on this, based on this, based on this, based on this. The judge is not supposed to start cross-examining you.
Okay.
Do you get? It is based on what is available. And you see, when these judgments are given or when these orders are given and they now turn out to be contradictory, to when they are given at, when they are given across courts of what do you call it, coordinate jurisdictions,
yes,
and they appear to the public as if they are contradictory.
Yes,
they are contradictory to the extent of their consequence of the consequences of the order arising from the differences in what is available before them.
Okay, so politician A goes and presents his case before a particular court and says he needs this kind of...
is different. And is before a different court. And another person is presenting something different, even though that there is a connection.
Definitely, yes.
There is a connection.
That's why there's a conflict.
That is the politics. That is the politics. Do you get now? So... You see, when you are dealing with politicians, at the end of the day, I think that the judiciary need to step up really. They need to understand the politicians better and understand that when you are dealing with them, you need to be more careful than when you are dealing with an ordinary citizen. A politician is not an ordinary citizen. Somebody who puts himself, in representation of others, all right, who by making his personal interest appear as public interest is not somebody, even if he cannot express himself eloquently, so long as he's a politician, you need to be extremely careful. Because at the end of the day, the judiciary will take the brunt. As though they are incompetent, as though they are inept, as though they are incapable, as though they are,
All right.
But you need to understand that when you leave the realm of academics and you come to the realm of practice, especially practice that revolves around politics,
there's a difference.
There's a difference.
Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good afternoon, Naso Dudu.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Imagine a beautiful Nigeria with KAFTAN
with
TV.
KAFTAN TV.
Good afternoon to my very wonderful host, Mr. Dayo.
You're welcome, Naso Dudu.
Good afternoon to the jurist.
Thank you very much.
Godwin.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon to our esteemed viewers. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes. If you look at the two topics, the first topic, which borders on AFE BABALOLA, Chief BABALOLA and SAN and FAROTIMI and River State Crisis, judiciary on trial. If you look at it, there is a nexus between these two topics.
Exactly. Sure.
Why am I saying this? Truly, the judiciary is on trial in Nigeria. If you look at the American Constitution, you can flip through it in a matter of maybe some hours. But before you read the Nigerian Constitution, digest and assimilate it, you must spend days. Beautiful content. Then what is the problem? The problem is the implementation of our laws. That is where we are getting it wrong. The people that are saddled with the responsibility of implementing our laws, they must sit up. And this is where I will personally, although it might be my opinion, personal opinion, but the truth is that opinions are formed on facts. You don't form facts on opinion. Very important. So, the National Judicial Council, headed by the Chief Justice of the Federation, must do the needful now. Just as you mentioned, a situation whereby we see court of dissent jurisdiction, court of coordinate jurisdiction, giving judgment, conflicting judgments on matters. It's not a welcome development. And even the Nigeria Bar Association, they must caution lawyers. This very issue, the first topic you raise concerning Chief AFE BABALOLA, SAN, and FAROTIMI, I have listened in several sister television stations whereby lawyers have been presenting their different views. And when you listen to them, sometimes, even when you are not a lawyer, you feel embarrassed. If you look at, I must commend Barrister Godwin. Anthony, you really try. You impressed me. I've been listening to you for some hours, about 1 hour plus.
Thank you.
I sincerely appreciate your position.
Thank you.
And the truth is that I don't know. Let me drop it here. Is there any provision for continual legal education for lawyers after they might have been called?
Yes.
Yes.
If there is,
yes,
we must strengthen it, because at this point in time, lawyers need it. They need it to actually salvage our judiciary. Our judiciary is on trial. Very, very important.
Thank you, S.O. Dudu.
S.O. Dudu calling from Cross River State.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So, you would respond to that briefly?
Yes.
He asked, is there
about
provision
continuous
legal education?
Yes, of course. It's there. But let me tell you what I think.
Just before you do that, let's see if we can take this.
Perhaps we can merge some of these things.
Hello?
Okay.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Abdul Rashid calling from Birmingham, Kebbi.
You're welcome. How's Birmingham, Kebbi today?
Thank you, sir.
Go ahead then. Go ahead.
I greet you gentlemen in the studio.
You're welcome.
From the angle of a layman, I think the judiciary is in dilemma. The entire organs of judiciary is in dilemma. Because when you look at it, it doesn't start from judgment. It starts from the interpretation of the Constitution even. On a particular topic, different lawyers will bring to you different interpretation. That tells us that something is wrong with our Constitution. Because I don't know, like I say, I'm just looking at it from the angle of a layman. If that is the case, is it not possible, maybe after the House of Assembly must have bring up a constitution now for the judiciary to vet it, because this is the end users. Before it is passed into law, so that there will not be conflict in interpretation. Because it's from the interpretation you, if I'm not mistaken, that you get to judgment. So if there's definitely a misinterpretation, definitely there's going to be contradiction in the judgment. Since it is not only one judge or one court at times that listen to case, or maybe cases from a particular event. Like the lawyer said there, you have a particular case being presented in different courts, differently and with different explanation. In fact, it's only when he stated that I now understand why do we have different judgments on a particular case from different courts.
Yeah.
In fact, that explanation he gave really clear everything to me. So if that is the case, definitely there's a need for the law to be vetted by the end users who are the judiciary, or the practitioners, before it is passed into law. This is just my own observation.
Thank you very much, Abdurrashid. Thank you so much. Who's the next and the last person who's going to call so that we can put this together? But you can go ahead.
Yes. Let me respond to S.O. Dudu. You call
Yes,
him?
S.O. Dudu.
Okay. You know,
all right. Yeah. Let's go on a brief break. Okay. Quickly.
Say on KAFTAN TV, imagine a beautiful world. We're not just bragging, we know our onions in the world of broadcasting. One of our outlets to express ourselves to the world is our flagship program, Matters Arising. Join veteran broadcaster Ruben Okala and our crack team live.
And they give us a high price, and we just say, Nigeria, we ready?
As I said earlier, the lyrics is up, talking about the old new national.
On KAFTAN TV, Startimes channel 480 and 124, as well as NIGCOMSAT frequency 12518, symbol rate 29500, every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. live. You can join the conversation by calling this phone number 0802-993-8365. It's dramatic and insightful. Don't miss it. Please join us.
Welcome back once again. Even as we get on the home run on this show today, it's still the Polity, and my name is Dayo Omoogun. I have with me as guest barrister GC Godwin Chikeze Malasowe, and he's been doing great justice to the topics today. And we take this last call, and then that possibly will be it. Hello.
Okay, Dayo, it's me again.
Okay, great. Okay, so what's your name? What did you say is your name?
My name is Oba.
Okay, go on quickly, Oba.
And then
I got the rubber fee.
Has done a good job so far.
All right,
now,
thank you.
What I want to put to him, I put to you, Godwin, that lawyers are the ones misleading judges, and I'll explain. I go to High Court Abuja, and I say I want an interlocutory, he gives me. Someone goes to Ado-Ekiti, High Court, Federal, State, whatever. I want an interlocutory, coordinate jurisdiction, he gets it. The judge is not a soothsayer. The judge is not God, he doesn't know everything. The lawyer, I hope you don't mind if I use you as an example.
Go ahead, it's okay.
He does not tell the lawyer, the government is the one that went to Ado-Ekiti.
Yes.
He does not show the judge that something like this has happened and this is how it was stated, or there is an injunction that is subsisting on this issue. So that judge errs and gives its own. That is why you have a court of appeal saying you don't have jurisdiction. It's embarrassing.
It is.
Thank you.
It is, Oba. That's why I brought that matter. It's very embarrassing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me start from the very last
okay now.
one.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you didn't hear the very last thing I said.
Because that's exactly what you were saying. What he is saying is what you were saying, yeah.
Yeah. I was just telling you that it is very easy for members of the public to just conclude that judges are corrupt because they are giving conflicting decisions.
Yes.
Yeah. And I also needed to correct you too from the realm of, we took it from the realm of legal thinking and I brought you to the realm of practice. Especially practice that revolves around politics and politicians. And that is what he's just saying. That, yes, that there is no way
the judge can know that something has happened.
What is not before him or her.
Yes.
Do you understand? The court only deals with what is available. All right?
Yeah.
And when people say politicians are liars, they are not liars in the regular term of lying. Do you get? It is not just lying verbally or saying what is not right or what is not correct.
So what is it?
Yes, it is creating a factual experience from. I do hope that I'm able to marshal out,
to communicate
to marshal out this explanation and why the judiciary really needs to be careful with politicians. I have a lot of politicians around me, okay, and I have studied, of course, I studied political science apart from law, okay, and I have followed politics in different, climes of the world, and I can tell you that what is rubbishing the reputation of the judiciary is not the incompetence or ineptitude
of the
judges. It is the uncanny wizardry of the Nigerian politicians who do not consider that they are killing the judiciary by deploying, their political wizardry, if I may use that word again.
Or manipulation.
Because they go to court. And you need to sit with a politician that is a client. The way politicians ask questions when they are giving you brief is way different from the way businessmen ask questions. It is true that both of them are asking you questions. They ask you questions based on the provisions of the law, to protect their interests.
Yeah.
But when a politician asks you a question in law and you answer that question, you have only answered that question as it is provided in law. And he has interpreted it as it is usable for him to achieve his aim. And at the end of the day, it is the judiciary and the lawyers that will take blame for it. And that is where we are. So,
all right.
So yes, just to wrap up. Just to wrap up.
Yes.
It is true, and I must join our callers to appeal to my colleagues, appeal to all Nigerians that the fight for justice is a collective thing. It should not be left to lawyers alone. It should not be left to judges alone. Talk to your brother that is a politician, that you are unable to, you keep telling, anytime it comes to his constituency, everybody tells him that he's doing right, he's doing well. Everybody wants to, you want to win election by all means. You don't win election by all means if justice means something to you. You win election by just means, because justice without just is not justice. Any justice that does not have the word just in it, is actually anti-people, anti-democracy, is anti-judiciary, is anti existence, human existence.
We're going to have to leave it here, Barrister Malasowe. It's been a wonderful time, very engaging time. And I want to say thank you to all our viewers from around the world. Thank you so much for joining in today. And tomorrow is another day, and I'll be here on Thursday. Please stay tuned all through. It's loaded. It's loaded, and you can take it to the bank. You can tell it to everyone around you. I want to say thank you to the production team. At this point, I must sign out, and it's bye-bye.